How is it going? How are you? I'm good. Welcome back to Ground Zero Salem. I am your host, Pat. So it is Sunday evening / Monday morning. I am staying up late, as I do pretty much every Sunday evening, making a video, drinking a couple of beers, staying up late because I will have to go to work tomorrow at 7 p.m. and stay up till 7 a.m. the following morning. So typically, I listen to a bunch of music and I drink a bunch of beers and I make kind of an embarrassing video. You should be used to this by now. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Kind of a rare thing, although becoming a little bit more frequent lately. I have a review for you all. I did one recently. I reviewed my friend's band Dialysis, and I got sent a record for review, which is an incredibly uncommon thing in this neck of the woods. And I'm kind of weird, feel kind of weird about it, because I don't do this channel to get anything for free or anything like that. This is a pure hobby. And I would think that it might get awkward if people start sending me shitty music, but that is not the case with this. I got sent something really great by this band from Miami who I'd never heard of. One of the guys in the band is a fan of the channel, which is really cool. Dude sent me an email saying, like, hey, I like the stuff that you cover. I like all that old Seraphic Decay stuff. I like all that early 90s death metal shit that you talk about. I think you might like my band. Here's some Bandcamp links. And I listened to them and I said, yes, guy from band. These songs are actually really, really, really good. As a matter of fact, excuse me a moment while I actually take the time to turn this up louder, because that's what we're listening to right now. So anyway, dude says back to me, hey, can I send you some stuff? And I was like, absolutely. Yeah, I'll talk about it on the channel, sure. And it was this band that we're listening to right now, Worm, Evocation of the Black Marsh. They're from Miami, Florida, believe it or not. A couple of young guys. Phantom Slaughter and Equimanthorn. Won't give away the guy's real name in case anonymity is an issue in this. And I've gotten a lot of good music this year, gotten into a lot of good stuff kind of because of this channel. But this is the first record I've listened to obsessively since 2016 or whatever. I've listened to this nonstop since it arrived in the mail about 4 or 5 days ago. And I'm not embarrassed to say it, because it's really fucking good. It hits all the right notes with me. And I can see why the guy who sent me this, the guy from this band, would think that. Because this is this great demo quality, yet still very audibly digestible, riff-laden marriage of all kinds of early eras of black and death and doom metal. It easily, my litmus test for bands like this is could this band have existed independently if they came out in 1987 to 1991? If you're doing a genre study kind of thing and you're trying to ape a certain sound, you know, if you're going to be a worship band, do it really, really well and do that band better than they're doing now. Or if you're going to try to evoke a certain era, try to create a band that sounds appropriate to the era but doesn't sound directly like anybody. And this band falls into the latter category, and they do it extremely well. And what's so great about Worm and this LP is that, you know, there's moments where I think a lot of people that love dirty, gross death metal like Autopsy and Impetigo and all that filthy shit from the late 80s for death metal will be really psyched. I think there's people that like the kind of more somber, occult kind of feels of Samael will get into other parts, like the part that was just playing with that weird arpeggio. There's a lot of quiet moments, somber moments that kind of evoke like a darker sort of atmosphere, sorry for using the A word, without being too fucking heavy-handed about it. There's also moments that are just complete fucking knuckle-dragging, doomy death metal for, like I said, people that like Autopsy. Even like early Paradise Lost. I personally can hear that riffing style on this a lot. And that's really like the meat and potatoes of why I like this record. More than anything else. Like, it's great that they captured the whole spirit of the thing, of the era, with the recording style, which, I mean, this sounds like it was recorded on, like, a Tascam 8-track at best. But, the riffs stand out, and that's what it's all about for me, is songwriting. It's all about riff structure, riff quality, riff building, you know, where there's a riff, then a similar riff, and there's, like, they convey emotion in a certain way, you know, on that level. And just stuff that sticks to your ribs, you know. Not to say that there aren't, like, quite a few bands that aren't capable of that nowadays, but this band just kind of feels like they have that energy and that enthusiasm that the late 80s bands had. And it, you know, it could appeal to a wide range of fans. You know, I definitely would say that those of you out there who like that Wenin of Zezboth stuff and Perverted Ceremony stuff will definitely like this. This has way more of a US death metal flair to it, and Finnish death metal flair to it than the aforementioned kind of more Samael demos kind of thing. But this right here, hopefully you can hear this, totally fucking mournful, doomy. But then they go into some Goat Lord shit. You know, it's a cool mashing of influences. The vocals aren't straight up like necro black metal kind of shriek. They kind of have their own thing going on. They're sort of mid-tone, mid-range. And the quieter moments are almost kind of like Dark Medieval Times and like some LLN stuff. Speaking of which, the guy was nice enough to send me a demo of Worm stuff previous to this that was way more black metal. And was very, very, very LLN and Dark Medieval Times sounding. So I'll leave links for all this. If you pick up this LP, maybe you can get a hold of the demo as well. But I'm just so thoroughly impressed by how the lumbering riffs and the swampy kind of vibe is going on, as well as like a cold black metal atmosphere. It's A word again. You should just get an atmosphere jar. Just like throw $1 in it every time I use the A word. But yeah, this is fucking great. You know, I can't, you know, I don't like to gush. I try to be objective about stuff and everything, but I am really, really impressed by this LP, and I don't really know what else to say beyond that. But it came out on Iron Bonehead. I'm sure it's in distros everywhere. You know, if you want some stuff to really stick into, repeated listens that always deliver, I would check out Worm's record, Evocation of the Black Marsh.